Hi everyone, my name is Nisha Yvette and welcome back to my channel, Beat Faces and Cases, where I serve slays every time and present y'all with true crime cases. Before we begin with today's case, this is a trigger warning for those that may be sensitive to hearing about child abuse. I recently shared a story about the passing of 1-year-old LEILANI Burlly, but it wasn't as graphic as today's case. If you haven't seen that video, feel free to check it out after this video. If you enjoy my content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell so you guys are notified every single time that I upload. If you have any case suggestions that interest you, that you would like for me to speak about here, feel free to drop it down in the comment section below and I will share it here with everyone else as well. But without doing too much talking, let's get into today's case.
The behavior of the mother in this case is, well, it's tragic is what it is. I mean, it clearly is someone who has no ability to control her emotions, no impulse control.
On December 11, 2022, Jacksonville Fire and Rescue are called to an apartment complex located on the 1400 block of Duval Road regarding an unresponsive 5-month-old infant. He was immediately transported to the hospital where he would be pronounced deceased a short time later. According to official documents, staff had contacted authorities stating that the mother, identified as Tania McGowan, had left the hospital immediately after they pronounced her son dead. Although medical examiners did not have an official ruling as far as the cause of the infant's death, they did note that he was severely dehydrated and malnourished, finding there was no evidence of food in the child's stomach or intestines. Medical staff also reported that he was weighing only 7 pounds at the time of his death, and that his cheeks and stomach were caved in and his rib cage protruded. Investigators located Tania back at her home, where she allegedly provided written consent for them to come in and process the scene. They find her home with little to no furniture and just 1 can of formula and 2 bottles. In an interview with authorities, she allegedly says that she put the baby down at 8 p.m. the previous night. She woke up at 11 a.m. and didn't check on him for about 3 hours, assuming he was still asleep. She falls back asleep and doesn't wake up until 6 p.m. to wake the baby and make him an 8-ounce bottle. When she finally goes to wake him up, she stated he was unresponsive, his eyes and mouth were open, and he was pale and cold to the touch. She also states that she had not taken him to the doctor since the day he was born back in July of this year. Although she admits she did notice that he was slimming down, she didn't express any concern about the weight of the baby because she thought it was because he was growing in length. Granted, all babies are not chunky, but looking at videos and photos of this baby, you can tell he was severely malnourished. You don't have to be a doctor to see that this little boy was neglected. The manager at the apartment complex provided investigators with surveillance video of Tania along with the infant and another young child in the complex's clubhouse. They expressed concern for the well-being of the victim. They informed investigators that on December 6th, and this is just 5 days before he was pronounced dead, that other residents heard slapping sounds. The video shows Tania lying the baby on the couch covered in a baby blanket. She returns to the couch to pick him up, then forcefully slamming him back onto the couch. She grabs him by the head and forcefully twists the baby's head to the side, covering his head with a blanket and forcefully striking his back with an open hand. Like I said, her other child was present, witnessing all of this done to this fragile baby. Tania said that the baby actually lived with his father until he moved away to Texas in October when she gained custody of the baby. Her phone was confiscated and inspected, and investigators seen the drastic change. So in just a few months, he went from a healthy baby to severely malnourished and ultimately died in her care. Tania is defending herself on social media as people definitely have something to say about the death of her 5-month-old baby. She's putting her actions off on postpartum depression, and the people ain't having it. One post says, "Man, stop using postpartum excuse. Not every mother is fit to be a mother. Terrible excuse." Another comment says, "Y'all making a lot of excuses for someone who killed their child. Yes, PPD is real, but so what? Do people get a pass on their crimes just because they suffer from depression?" As a result of all their findings, from her not taking him to doctor's appointments, discovering only 1 can of formula and 2 bottles for the baby in her home, the surveillance video of her applying force to the baby, they arrest Tania and charge her with child abuse and neglect. She's being held on a $1.5 million bond. Now, y'all know I gotta let y'all in on my opinion. I understand, as well as many others understand, that a vast majority of mothers actually suffer from postpartum depression. But I can also say that those of us that had children and dealt with postpartum depression never had thoughts of starving and neglecting our babies. I wonder what role the father played in this poor baby's life after he decided to move out of state to pursue a career. Because if he was FaceTiming or coming back to Florida to visit his baby, as well as friends and family, you would think one would have noticed that this baby is not growing and developing as a 5-month-old baby should. Another thing that disturbs me is that allegedly, Tania is an OnlyFans model along with other similar sites. So she's busy making content, doing God knows what, yet we have an idea, fixing herself up to go to the clubs, but she can't take care of her children. It's truly disgusting. Plenty of people out here that want children, plenty of people that can't have children. I don't understand why people that cannot handle having children put their children up for adoption. Like, just give them up. While some people may judge you for even doing that, it's like that option is a million times better than permanently taking your child off of this earth. But let's get the conversation started, y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about this case. I love interacting with y'all. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see y'all next time.